we like. Okay. Hey everybody, how's it going? My wife's gonna put it on the phone so I can read your chats. So that happens. So what we're doing today is we're finishing the metal filing on this hatchet and turn it into a nice pretty little piece of art. I got the stone around here somewhere. So let's go ahead and show off the stone in which we're gonna do on the hatchet. That's the stone we're gonna do on the hatchet right there. Oh, it's over. Alright, sorry. That's the stone we're gonna do on the hatchet right there. So it's got some copper flakes in there, which I think will look pretty cool with this hatchet. Just seems to match the style pretty well. So, all right, let's get back to it. Love you too, darling. So if anybody's got any questions, please let me know. I know I usually only do a Thursday live stream, but this thing was going to aggravate me to pieces if I didn't get back to it. It's crazy, this thing's starting to spin around. So, how's everybody's day doing? Hope it's doing good. Alright, now we're going to take a flat file. We're going to run it in towards a half round. And kind of make a little, almost like a little tiger stripe towards it. Let's see how we can do with that. See, it's weird because I'm not used to doing the underside of most things. So this is a new experience for me, which is good. That's what I want. If anybody here likes this kind of stuff, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. And I'll kind of show y'all what we're doing. Let me go ahead and take this hatchet off real quick. We're doing a filing pattern on the back of it, right across there. And whenever we're done with that, we're actually going to take it out, and this gemstone we're going to cut and place as the handles for this hatchet. So we're going to try to make this $30 hatchet as beautiful as we possibly can. Now I do stuff like knives and stuff like that as well. That's on the main channel. If you like this kind of stuff, please make sure to like and share and subscribe. It does help us out immensely. And yeah, got any questions about it, please sure to ask. Hey everybody, how's it going? So this is a hatchet, right? And just kind of explain everything a little better. This is a hatchet. I can't tell if I'm in frame or not, but this is a hatchet, and what I'm doing is I'm just trying to make it look as cool as possible. I'm taking some hand files and hand filing patterns on there. Like I said, I'm going to take some gemstones and hopefully make it look a lot cooler. That's the hope and the prayer, at least, right? So the real trick is, you would think working with a hatchet, I'd be more worried about cutting myself on this. Not at all. I'm actually more worried about stabbing myself with one of these things, because I have poked all the way to the bone with some of them, and they hurt like the dickens. So I have to actually take this a little farther in. So yeah, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It does help the channel out. And this will actually be one of the videos. But we're not going to end there. I'm going to try to do Rolexes, watch faces whenever I get enough experience. There's a jewelry shop near me. He wants me to try to do that. Some revolver grips as well, made with gemstone and customized. We also have some knives that I've done. I don't know if I got any on the table right now. Pardon, it is a mess, but I mean, you know, it's a working table. But yeah, if anybody's got any questions, please let me know. Do you know how to remove rust on a hatchet? Well, sand it. That's just how I do it. I know there's actually some rust removal chemicals out there, but I just sand it with some it's 120 sandpaper, wet dry sandpaper, and it seems to work pretty well. And then I'll put some oil on top of it and kind of keep that going like that. And now what we're going to do is, since this is coming in towards the half round, we're going to run this out, right? And this is the hardest part right here, because that hatchet wants to slope down. So your file actually wants to slide with the hatchet. So I just put my thumb against the file and run it across like that. Oops. But yeah, I'm even going to do some gemstone handle pins as well. Can you throw it? Well, yeah, I mean, I guess you could throw it if you wanted to. But once the gemstones are on, I would recommend not doing that, because gemstone is brittle. Maybe hard, but it's extremely brittle. So it will break. And well, I got y'all here. I want to show you something pretty cool. This is actually malachite and chrysocolla. And this right here is a really cool thing. I've been wanting to work with some for a long time. This one piece right here is $100. I mean, really expensive stuff. But I'm planning on doing some knife handles out of this. So that should be pretty cool. But I have to be very careful with this, because this green here, malachite, contains arsenic. So whenever I cut it, now in this solid form like this, it won't hurt you. But in its dust form, you know, when the water hits it, things like that, it can absorb into your skin or somehow get ingested. And it's not so good. So I'm gonna do this one, but I'm gonna have to be very careful. But I do plan on making a video with it. It should be pretty cool once finished. And for everybody here, make sure to like and subscribe. It does help us out. It really, really does. And do also a favor, and if you got any questions about things like this, or lapidary, which is the art of cutting gemstones and turning them into things. That's what I hate about this light. It keeps wanting to rotate with the table. Then please make sure to ask, because that could be things I can do videos on in the future. I about got myself right there. Go. See, it's starting to shape up, and I'll show you just kind of what we did in that few. Well, one second, gotta put my little dent in the top of there. Real quick. Not a big one, just a little one for decoration. And I'll kind of show you just what we just did. Right there. I don't know if y'all are able to see it or not. But that's that little filing we just did for just right now. And then as we cut along, right, it's going to shapen up going all the way up. And I haven't decided, last night's stream people wanted to have me put a design up top. I'm still kind of questioning it. Not sure. I don't know if it'll look right or not. So we'll get all the way up to here and we'll figure it out. So far it's looking pretty good, pretty snazzy. So, and if the signal's terrible, I apologize. The hurricane did pass over here last night, so it's I don't know if the internet could be still a little out, or not out, but you know, off. Then we're gonna put with this small round one, we're gonna start another little sandy piece in there, or a file piece in there, just like that, right? Do a little bit more. There we go. And I'm going to take this file right here, which is a half round. And I'm going to take this file and I'm just going to run it in to that small little divot I did. And that'll actually help hold that half round in there. Laura, if you're listening, could you please come here real quick? I'm going to have to move this light to where it's not. Could you please come here real quick and bring me one of the knives I was working on today, so I can kind of show everybody what exactly it is that we do. This is pretty fun though. This thing does not want to stay in its spot. Thank you. So, this is one of the knives I was working on today before it started thunderstorming. And it is a Sodalite Buck 110. And I'm not done with it, obviously. It still needs to be polished and everything like that. But this is kind of what it's going to look like. I did have an unfortunate accident out there where this little piece broke off, which is a shame. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. And did the hand filing on it myself. And then we got another one. This is a Buck 112, Sodalite as well. And soon these little puppies will be done. And we'll send them out to the person who owns them or who ordered them. But I actually call these the Battling Bucks. Did I not?
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay, I showed it. Oh, cool. So, but yeah, those are real gemstones. So, if anybody's got questions, please let me know. It surely does help us out by knowing what y'all may want to see. And in the future, I got an even bigger surprise for everybody. We're going to be getting a new piece of machinery in that'll help us cut some really cool things here in the future. So I'm kind of excited about that. I can't really tell you what it is yet because I want to do an unboxing when it gets here, but it should be pretty cool. And it's going to help me, well, it's going to help us with the knife making and everything like that. And also, I about did it to myself again. I got some plans for the Marine Corps' birthday. I was in the Marine Corps. But we got some plans for the Marine Corps' birthday. And I plan on doing a little something, and then maybe in the future doing something a little bigger and donating it to the 2nd Marine Division if they'll let me. I know they will do that every now and then, so let people donate art pieces and stuff like that, so that might be fun. We got that tiger stripe running in. There we go. So, wow. That's happening. There we go. Sorry about all that, y'all. This is kind of how I'll do everything on a day-to-day basis. So, but yeah, if you're a fan of this kind of stuff, please subscribe to the channel, because it really, really does help out. And then like and share, so hopefully other people will. Think you pop the top on that order for me, darling? Thank you, darling. And if anybody's got questions, please let me know. And if anybody's got questions, oh wait, I almost forgot. Lord have mercy. Almost forgot. This right here is something we picked up not too long ago. This right here is a Spinosaurus tooth. And you want to look in that camera and see if I got it in sight, Lord? Please, darling. Yeah, this is a Spinosaurus tooth that we picked up. And it's from that paleontologist we met up in Franklin. And we're going to do a giveaway with this, but we don't know how we're going to conduct it yet. And I think one of the things I'm going to ask about the giveaway is what kind of content y'all would like to see in the future. Other than good, because I don't do that kind of content. All right, so let's go ahead and take this and run that right up center there. Now, and we're just going to keep doing that pattern all the way up the spine to see how this turns out. Space it. I will say the good thing is I'm started getting good at spacing things with just my eyes. Now watch me say that and immediately I'll screw up. But I've gotten somewhat good at spacing things with my eyes, fortunately. And at first you may want to, where's that hat? There it is. I haven't got good at keeping track of things with my eyes. You may want to kind of put them down with a marker or something like that. And a ruler. And I did put markers on this one, but it just blends in with the background of it. So I was just like, screw it. I'm going to do it just by eye. See how that looks. So we're actually moving pretty quick. We're actually moving pretty quick. All right. See, and I see a little like bump in the middle there, which tells me that we haven't gone deep enough yet. Now see, that bump's disappeared now. So now we know we've gone deep enough yet with it. And now we're going to take this file. We're going to turn it towards the mark we made with the half round, and we're just going to run that in and make a tiger stripe that goes along with it. And I had a pretty nice fellow yesterday ask me why I didn't use Dremels for this. And I did use a Dremel for one of them the other day. But I usually like to do them by hand just for the challenge of it. And because it's fun. I've always been like that. Instead of using a drill, I've always liked to use a screwdriver and things like that. But that's because my grandpa really had an influence on me, and he never really used that stuff unless it was something that was too stubborn to, you know, really take care of with your hand. So I think that kind of wore off on me a little bit. If I can get this. That's better. Well, I said that until it started messing up all over the place. You know what I might also do? Might also be fun to see if a fan will design some stickers for us, and whoever wins gets the Spinosaurus too. That might be cool, wouldn't it, Laura? Let's see. What people come up with. I mean, I say it like it's my company, and my company is my wife's company. I just like doing this stuff. Pretty relaxing. Now we're going to take everything, make sure it's still in frame. Is it in frame still? I think so. So we're going to take that. We're going to run that along back out. I was like, I could do this out here by myself. And I was like, you know what? We had so many people talking in chat yesterday, and I was having a good time talking with everybody. I was like, you know what? I'll jump on here tonight too and see if I can't get a good conversation started and talk with some people. Because talking with people surely does help the time fly by when you're doing something like this. So. Oh, there we go. That's a pretty sharp line right there. See if I can't repeat it. There we go. I kind of like that. I kind of like that, y'all. This surely is something that kind of makes me happy. Kind of get out here and I get to do some stuff that, I'll be honest, I thought I'd never do in my life. But like I grew up, I was gonna, you know, even as a child, I knew I was gonna be a Marine, and then lo and behold, you know, after the Marine Corps, I'm out here doing this. Something I never thought I'd do. I was never really artistic. And as a kid, the best I could draw you was a stick figure. I drew so bad, I think the art teacher thought I was probably messing with him. But it wasn't that I was bad at art, I don't think. It's just it didn't have the right style for me. And to be honest, I kind of like doing this a whole lot. You know, just taking gemstones and putting them on things like this. I think it really is interesting. And it does interest me more than drawing people or places and stuff like that. And then,
you need to move that light.
Huh?
You need to move that light.
Oh, is it too bright?
No, you got it in the frame so the camera's not in focus on it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go.
But yeah, I think plenty of guys are probably artistic that don't even know it after going through this, and they just got to have the right outlet for it. As now I go, you know, there's an art to a lot of things. There's art to shooting, there's art to welding, there's art to, heck, even being a mechanic. You lift up the hood of a car and sometimes you'd be like, man, that is beautiful. And stuff like this too. Metal filing. I don't like that this light keeps moving everywhere.
You're shaking the table.
I know, I'm being rough with it, but still. See if that helps it out some. Nope, still turning. I know what it is, it's that cord, so every time I shake it, that cord kind of turns it like that. You know? I gotta find. I'm over here fussing with a light. See if that helps out some. I'll figure this out one day. And then watch. As soon as I do, the second coming will happen. It won't matter no more. Bye, Light. Can people still see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I ain't gonna worry too extremely about it. Did anybody say anything?
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of this can be kind of tied down to you just want somebody out here to talk to while you're doing stuff like this. And you know, here's some of the stories they got, or answer any questions. I'm willing to answer any questions. Putting that little tick mark in there. I think I'm going to make that center gouge right there a little deeper. There we go. Back over here. Yeah, if anybody's got questions about what's going on, anything like that, let me know. If you like this kind of thing, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I figured we probably wouldn't get a lot of viewers tonight, just because of the, time frame and everything.
Plus it's Friday.
That's what I meant, the time frame, like what day it is and everything like that. That's just not very clear about it, I guess. Or I didn't express my thoughts very well. Plus, I'm not sure if doing this kind of stuff is good for live streams or not, to be honest. So, you never know, but I figure if one person got in here and wanted to talk, it'd be nice. Kind of kill some time while I'm doing this, kind of chit chat.
Mama Story says, glad you decided to continue the filing process on live. Continued from last night.
Oh, well, thank you, Mama Source. Yeah, like I said, I figured if anybody wanted to talk while I did this, it'd be nice to, you know, hear people, you know, kind of see. I have somebody to chit chat with. So how's it going, Mamasaurus? I might turn this around. I have to do it the hard way, which is backwards.
Mama says a productive day.
Productive? Not counterproductive? That's good. Yeah, they've been semi-productive.
She says, how are you both doing today?
We're both doing good. I was outside cutting these, cutting the gemstones for these knives here. I don't know if they're in frame, but still. I was outside cutting the gemstones for these knives here. And I was out there and I was using a Dremel in my little dremeling area, and I was kind of counterclockwise looking towards the window in the front of our shop, and I saw a bright flash out through the window, and I knew it was starting to storm. But I saw this bright flash, and then I felt my skin start to tingle. And I was like, ooh, that was lightning, and that thing struck pretty close. So I decided, it's probably best to go inside and finish the knives up tomorrow, since, you know, I use that wheel and all that water, and then I'm in a tin shed. It's probably not, and it's raining, it's probably not all too safe to be out there.
So goodness, be careful.
Yeah, I know. I was about to be a crispy fried day. Let's see if we can get that last little piece. I just want like a point to it. There we go. Now, I don't know what we're going to call this hatchet. I always usually give first project on everything a name. Get me a sip of drink. A sip of drunk. Oh, that's extremely good. That's some high quality H2O. This light is working against me just as hard as it can.
You need to get some Velcro, just Velcro it to the table.
I know, right? I don't know if we got any Velcro.
Mama Soros is asking, is that from Waterboy?
That is from Waterboy. That is indeed from Waterboy. But it is also the truth. That was some really good water. Because I was out there today, and my Lord, and it's because of humidity. The humidity is because that hurricane had decided to come through. My Lord, did that thing just humid as could be. I was out there maybe a few minutes and I looked down and I noticed I'm already sweating my keister off. And it was, I'm talking about, it was real sweat too. That was bad sweating. I feel like I didn't have to do this as much last night with you, Light. I don't know what's going on here. I am. I have to cinch it down better. Because I noticed it was starting to slip. Oh man. So how's everybody doing today? Probably already asked y'all that, but still. I feel like that needs to go deeper in somewhere. But not too far in. That's a little better. Yeah, that's better. Oh, let's see. That's my half round. Where's my flat? Right in front of my face. Bullfrogs outside. Having himself a party.
Mama Flora says they're enjoying the weather.
They definitely are. Boy, and was it made for them today. Which, we got a lot of rain. We needed it.
My cat says hello. I'm at HorrorCon right now, but I had to stop in and say hello.
Hello, our cat, and have fun at HorrorCon. HorrorCon. If anybody uses a hatchet over there, let them know that I'm making a very ornate one. And use it for one of the props.
I've never been to a convention.
I don't think I have either.
She said thank you.
What's that?
She says thank you, thank you.
You're welcome, welcome. I used to be a Warhammer fan, and then they just got so expensive. Warhammer ain't really what it used to be. It's gotten so expensive, and then they're retconning things left and right. And it's just not what it used to be. But obviously, I like the Space Marines. I really like the Salamanders. Their chapter was pretty fun. The Kriegs, the Krieg Corps was pretty cool. God, what's the planet? Starts with a C. There's a whole story behind it. It's like the fall of Corellia, I say. Corella?
Mama Story says that would be wild to have one of your projects used in a movie.
That would be cool.
And then Oddcat says, I'm going to have to leave the live, but I regret it. I do love. This is my favorite thing to do, so y'all have a good night tonight, and I'll see y'all next night.
Alright. Y'all take care, and we'll talk to you later, Oddcat. Be safe, have fun at HorrorCon, and we'll see you next time. Don't tell me what to do. I got to do something with this light.
Mama Story says, are you trying to have your own HorrorCon on live? LOL. Because you're stabbing yourself.
Yeah. I don't even know. I'll file myself to death. I know what the problem is. It's just whenever I get in motion, I tend to pull back a little bit too much and it just kind of slides off. And then whenever it does...
Be careful when you get close to that blade.
No.
Yeah.
having a lot right now.
Mama Sawyer says it's looking really good. I like that you're doing the pattern on both sides.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to go all the way to the top, though.
I would.
You would?
Not.
Oh, you would not?
This is too much of a, like, not hassle, but like trying to secure it so you can be able to get and file it correctly without hurting yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that could be right. I cannot wait for my new piece of equipment to show up. So that way, I can start doing stuff with that too. Are you looking forward to it, Roy?
Mm-hmm.
Them frogs just going to town.
Nope.
I got a burp.
Might be an email.
I pray my way out of trouble.
What stone are you using for the handle for this?
I'm gonna use this one right here. This is some. I actually don't know exactly what this is. I know it. It's a native stone, I believe. I believe it's out in Arizona, a native stone out in Arizona or Utah. But it's actually got copper, little copper that runs through it naturally. So I figured that'd be a pretty good thing for this hatchet. You know, kind of looks like it belongs with a hatchet. You know what I mean? And we're actually going to do a video on the hatchet itself. But I wanted to do the filing on live stream so people could see that, yeah, even the filing I do. I say I, but I mean we. Because the Lord does it too. But with her being pregnant and everything, I'm trying not to have her do stuff like this too much.
Kicking my butt.
The baby is kicking your butt.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Now it's time to turn that. Start working. Never. Never. Bam. Now I just need to make it a little deeper. Bam. Micro, eat your heart out. I figured he'd like something like this. Which I haven't really seen since Dirty Jobs. So, I haven't even known what he's been up to. Alright, now it's time to do the outside. And the outside, we're going to run away with it. I'm going to have some of the strongest forearms there will be after doing all this. Do that on the spine right there. See, it's an awkward angle. But not really that awkward. It's only awkward because my brain also thinks since that curve I have to move in a certain way. And I don't. But for some reason my brain keeps going, you gotta move like this. Get room. It's actually really not that bad. There we go. There we go. Gotta put that little tick mark at the front here.
Weldon Carey says, hello, you're making a hatchet?
Hello, Weldon Carey. Well, no, I got this $30 hatchet from a store when we were up in Franklin, North Carolina. What I'm going to do with it is I'm going to try to turn it into a cool piece of art. I've been filing a pattern into the metal of this hatchet, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this gemstone here, and this has actually got copper flakes within it, and then we're going to make it into a handle for the hatchet, right? And with the pattern, hopefully it'll turn into something beautiful. Turn this $30 hatchet into something that's really something to ooh and ah over.
He says, awesome man, I collect knives and post them, big fan of weapons.
Oh yeah, well I'm actually working on some knives right now. That's Buck 110, and this is some sodalite that I put on there, and with the filing. But sodalite is a gemstone. I think I think this one is from Africa. This sodalite specifically. But it does have some chatoyance to it. Now you can't see it right now, the chatoyance, but you will be able to see them later after I polish them all up. But yeah, so this is actual gemstones. I like to put them on there and then put a little design into them.
He says really cool. I got a buck 119.
Ooh, a buck 119. Have you customized it or anything like that, or are you keeping it mint? I would figure you'd keep it mint, but I still figured I'd ask.
It says you have some talent. I dropped a sub.
Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. So with
nope, no customization, just mint. LOL.
Well, you know what? That's good though. I mean, you know, not everything needs to be customized. Now, in my house, everything needs to be customized, but that's because I cannot stop myself. I get in this mood to where I'm just having so much fun with it. I'll go, what's next and what's next, and I just can't sit still. Well, I can sit still, but that's because I have to. But I want to do stuff. So do you also? I know you said you collect them. Do you sell them, or are you just a big hobbyist collector? And thank you for the talent remark. I try not to keep a big head about myself, so I appreciate it. And then I forgot to put a little tick mark in here. Is he still in the chat?
Don't know. He hasn't said nothing yet. I'll let you know if he does.
Okay. Ooh. Well, like I said, it's a Friday, so you wouldn't expect to get many people in the live stream. Cause...
He says I'm here.
Oh, okay. So do you sell them, or what? What do you... Or you just like to collect them and kind of have them as mantelpieces, almost. And I will let you know, Will, that I plan on doing revolver grips in the future. If I can get it in touch with a good engraver or laser engraver, I want to do pistol grips and then do laser engraving designs on there. There's a guy that's a jeweler near here. He wants me to work on some of his Rolex watches with some gemstone faces for him.
He said I don't sell. I just post them on my channel and collect them. Just a hobby.
Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with being a hobbyist now. Well, yeah, I mean, we welcome people here. You said you got a channel? And I'm assuming that's the channel that you're typing from right now. But I could be wrong. But I have to check it out if so. If not, then let us know below what the channel's called if it's not by your one you're typing from now.
He said maybe I'll start forging in the future. Yep, it's this channel I'm talking from.
Okay, all right. We'll have to check that out. I don't really forge anything. Like I said, I just customize, but
We started to back in the day, but
yeah,
it was years ago.
that was very much years ago, and I didn't really get much done. Which I have a friend of mine. His last name's Weatherford. He owns the Weatherford Knife Company. We actually go to church together. And really good guy. He's got some really good knives. And he forges. but he don't do it on YouTube or anything like that. He goes to a place called Seawee, which is the Southeastern Wildlife Expo down towards Charleston every year. And he pretty much, oh, and he also sells his blades on Smoky Mountain Knife Works and stuff like that. And that's pretty much what takes all of his time. But he does do customizations here and there. Since you collect.
He said, sounds good. Customizations would be cool too.
Yeah, yeah. Customization like this is fun. I'll be honest. And especially since not a lot of people do gemstones.
He said, I love Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I live 40 minutes away from it. I just moved to Tennessee.
Okay, well I'm from South Carolina, so you ain't terribly far away from me. Yeah, we was up by that way not too long ago in Franklin, North Carolina. And that's actually where I picked this hatchet up from. They got a knife store there. I think it's technically called Otto, North Carolina. It's just a town over, but still. But it's supposedly like one of the biggest knife stores in North and South Carolina was that place. And then Smoky Mountain Knife Works is obviously the biggest one, probably in the Southeast. They had a couple of knives in there from David Yellowhorse, who's a big name in stuff like this, and kind of guy that you kind of want to be like, when you kind of see some of his stuff, it takes you back a little bit, because the guy is extremely good.
Okay, nice. I moved from Chicago.
Chicago, okay. Did you retire and move down, or just decided it was time to get away from the city?
I'm 18, LOL. Just had to get away from crime and taxes. Tennessee is also beautiful.
I hear you. Okay, well, 18, that's pretty young, man. I hear that. Yeah, the mountains is something else, and then I'm not a city fella myself. You can probably tell by the accent. But, yeah, crime and taxes. I mean, it's two ways to say the same thing, but still. Let's see.
Never was a city guy. I love the country.
Well, I'm glad you were able to move out into the country, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're not one of those people that looked at the country and went, kind of thought negative connotations about it. Look at me using big words I don't know about. But, you know, I like to hear whenever people in the city move out in the country and go, you know what? I like it out here. But I agree. Y'all was probably paying quite a bit in taxes. I actually got a friend that still lives in Chicago. He was a friend of mine in the Marine Corps. And he was actually my corporal. And he moved back and became a guard. Security guard.
You said knife laws are also great out here in Tennessee.
Knife laws?
Yeah.
Does Chicago have knife laws? I knew they had strict gun laws, but I didn't know they had knife laws. That's crazy. Knife laws. I'm trying to think if there's any knife laws around here.
Said, yeah, they're strict on knives. Can't carry more than a 3-inch blade. No autos or OTFS.
Really? Wow. That's crazy, man.
What's OTFS?
I don't know about the OTFS, but I do know about the autos and like that. I mean, to be honest, if I saw one, I'd probably know right away, just because you know how things look, but not how they, the name of them.
Out the fronts.
Oh, really? Okay, it's the ones that go like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow. So they were really strict. Well, I'm sure this will probably get me in trouble then, this little hatchet here.
Yep, they're horrible on that. Number 1,000 on why we moved.
Yeah. Well, I think it's always good to... Anywhere to where you can get a little more freedom is always a good place to go. You know what I mean? Which, kind of on the topic, but off the topic. I don't know if you're into firearms or anything like that. Well, I thought about doing like a rifle stock and running electricity through it. And I know a guy that'll run the electricity. I'm not nowhere near smart enough to do that safely. And then taking synthetic opal and running like a light blue, a blue, and an orangish to kind of make it look like the lightning itself is running through the stock. And then inlay the opal into that so it looks like lightning is a opalish lightning is running through the stock.
Yes, I am. That's a cool idea.
Thank you. I'm not very good at talking. But yeah, that's something. And since like I said, I served in the 2nd Marine Division, so one of my other plans is there's a very famous battle that the 2nd Marine Division took part in. It's the Battle of Tarawa. And during that battle, the Japanese general said it would take a million men in 100 years to take his island. Very boastful, this man. Well, the Marines come in, and I believe we took it in 2 weeks with 2,000 or 4,000 casualties. I can't remember exactly. And the Marine in charge of the invasion said his famous quote about it, "A million men in 100 years, my ass." And I plan on doing some pearl handle grips for a 1911, a replica obviously, and then getting that engraved into it, and then maybe the island shape of Tarawa into it as well, and donating it to the 2nd Marine Division one day. That's one of my big goals.
Pull the hatchet back towards you some.
This one?
Toward you.
I am. This one?
Hold on. It's got to update.
Huh.
There you go.
Yeah.
I said, nice idea. Thank you for your service.
Well, thank you. I don't need no thank you, though. I did nothing, really. But what do y'all think about that little design up and down that hatchet there? I'm kind of fond of it. I will have to right here and up, I'm going to sand and try to get it as flat as possible and nice and neat as possible. And go up in the grit, so whenever I polish it, we can get a mirror shine on it. That should be really beautiful once we're done with that. But for so much, when it comes to the filing part, we're done with this. I'm not going to move any farther up on the head just because I don't have to negotiate the head of the axe while filing, because I'm most definitely going to cut myself with it, if I'm being honest. But yeah, we're going to do that, and then we'll probably do a video on the rest of this. And we got some knife customizations on the channel. Well, just in case you want to look at those, we got some really cool stuff up there. I even got some, did I do a knife with a dino bone on the channel? Maybe a short.
I think it's short.
Yeah, I think I did a short showing off a knife with dino bone. And I don't know where my other one is. Somewhere around here. I got a knife that's Damascus steel with dinosaur bone as the handle, floating around here somewhere. So I would have to find it.
I think it's on the other table.
It's on that one over there.
Yeah.
Can you go grab it, please, darling? Darling, sugar pie, honey buns.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Just had to sweet talk her a little bit.
No, we need a new couch.
We need a new couch.
I'm getting too big for this couch.
Ooh, sorry, here.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Mama Source, as well, for the praise of the hatchet. I got to get the sandpaper now. I don't know where we put that.
I stuck it in the workroom.
Can you bring it out, please? I need, just bring it all out. And then that is the Damascus steel with dinosaur bone. I'll try to get up over here. I got a terrible back. So, yeah, I'll try to get it a better up close view for you. There we go. So that's the dinosaur bone one. I really like that one. And that's actually one of my first knife spine filings, if you can't tell. Probably can. Oh! Thank you so much. Weld and carry. Weld and carry. That should be easy to remember. Weld and carry. I'm going to take this. You think I got enough sanding paper? I'll take some of this. And this is wet dry sanding paper. I prefer to do it wet for the most part because the grits do seem to kind of stay on the knife. You can kind of use that grit that's come off the sanding paper as well. Is it like from one of those things that you kind of want to particularly say is the truth? I don't know. It's just what I find works faster for me, to be honest. But is it anything other than in my head? Don't know, to be honest. But we'll start sanding that metal.
What was the last message you saw?
Thank you for your service.
Okay. Mamasaurus says looks really nice. Velvet Carrie says that's turned out good. I love that Damascus and handle.
Thank you.
It's cool to see how this stuff is done because eventually I want to start doing this.
Dude, I would love for you to start doing this, man. We need more people into it. And now, the channel's mainly about lapidary, which is like gemstones and stuff. So, like, you know, stuff like this. And lapidary is a dying art. But if I can get you into even this, doing this, your customizations this way, heck, that makes me happy. I'm 33, and in the lapidary community, I'm considered like when I go to shows and stuff like that, I'm one of the youngest guys there. You know, I think there's a few other guys that are around my age, but when we went to Franklin this year, I was one of the youngest guys that was actually doing lapidary. Most of them were that actually cut the gemstones were older, and then most of the younger people that were there were just buying the gemstones and not cutting them. They were like buying them and making them into jewelry. But
he said, for sure, I'm a trades guy and love working with my hands. This stuff is really appealing. Thanks for showing it.
yeah, man. Who knows? One day maybe me and you both get big enough and we can meet at a show one day. Who knows? Because I would love to, if this actually grows, like this channel grows and stuff like this, to one day do like a meet and greet with people, but also do like shows, get all the other lapidarists and knife customizers and people who make knives and stuff like that, and kind of set up a place and do a show. That might be pretty awesome.
He says, how long have you been doing YouTube? I noticed you have a good amount of subs.
We started in early to mid-December of last year. So how long has that been?
About 8
months? Yeah, about 8 months so far. A lot of our growth actually came from the shorts. But we have like a little YouTube coach, kind of helps us out. And he's from vidIQ. And he was kind of telling us shorts is, if we get time to post shorts, then post them, but they're not necessarily like the kind of growth you want if you want people to watch your long form videos. Because it's pretty much, he was saying people that watch shorts usually just solely stick to shorts, and people who like long form videos will watch both.
He said shorts is helping me out too.
What's that?
He said shorts is helping me out too.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep up with shorts all too much. Because I do want our longer form videos to start taking off as well. Because those are where the actual tutorials is, and you know, people can kind of watch that and, you know, get the hang of it. Boy, howdy, this thing was not sanded at all before I got a hold of it.
He said, but I agree. Some just leave though. I lose like 10 overnight, which I think YouTube is removing them.
Yeah, we have that problem too. Like we'll gain some and then we'll lose some. What I've noticed is on our channel, and this is not anything I've learned from anything else other than just messing around with the settings, but when I put the language on the video as English United States, our subs don't tend to decline that often, if that makes sense. It tends to stay pretty high. And like, I think last month we lost maybe 3 or 4 subs and gained a couple of hundred. So, I mean, it's not, it really does help because it also helps kind of target the country you're in. And I try to tamp down my accent during live streams. But you know, even with that, you know, whenever I don't put that there, I see people pull up the subtitles a lot.
So that makes sense. I think YouTube is thinking they are bots that sub.
Yeah. It could be bots or it could be they're just clearing things out. I know they also do, like, if a channel's like not active for you for a while, then they'll kind of take those away. And let's say you picked up, for us, let's say we picked up one in January, right? And they haven't even clicked on a vid or watched a vid from us in maybe 4 or 5 months. It almost seems like they automatically unsubscribe them too. But that could just be, you know, my crazy brain. See, and it's still got some large pieces in there. But it does seem to be shaping up a lot better now. I'll have to do the other side too, though. Let's see how. Yeah.
He said, I believe that's what's happening to me. Not all watch, so they get removed.
Yeah. I think you're right on that. YouTube's a tough game. I've noticed that. YouTube's pretty tough, but if you're not so worried about growth, I think watch time should be your biggest worry. Like, so people who's actually watching your videos, they watch them for the long haul. You know what I mean? And you keep retaining people. So, for our long form videos recently, I mean, maybe the past month or two, we went from like 20% of people sticking around throughout the video to now 50. You know what I mean? So that's a big jump in watch time. And I think a lot of it is you need to add some kind of, not drama, but challenge. So if you're doing like something like this, right? You need to add like a challenge, or you need to add like a transformational thing. So you need to go, we're going to take this $30 hatchet, turn it into a $400 hatchet. You know what I mean? Then people kind of like, oh, I kind of want to stick around and see how that turns out. Now, some skip to the end, and that's okay. And then some will skip to the end, and then they'll go watch it all the way through. This, you know, make sure it's not a waste of their time or clickbait. And that's okay, too. But I think watch time's a big thing for us right now.
This is very true. I need some more watch hours. And I agree, like a hook early on.
Yeah, like a hook. Give yourself a challenge, too, or answer a question somebody's never... Or even if somebody did ask, you could have watched a video, somebody just asked a question, and you go, you know what? I'm going to ask that question, I'm going to answer it even better. I think a good competitive spirit on here helps too. So, huh?
Push that slab back onto the table, the malachite, and...
Ooh.
Yeah.
We definitely don't want that broken.
You shaking it off the table.
That's actually malachite and chrysocolla. We're going to do a knife with this. This is $100 piece of rock right here. So, and this has actually got arsenic in it. So whenever I cut it, I'm gonna have to be very careful. Now in its solid state, it can't hurt you, but in its dust form and when it's kind of absorbed with liquid, yeah, it can hurt you. So, and it's funny thing, I didn't know malachite was poisonous at first. So I cut some, and I weren't wearing no gloves or nothing like that. And before, like, I was wiping my face off and stuff like that because I was sweating underneath the mask. And I got some in my system. And I went and showered, and I was like, man, I feel terrible, because we were going to go out to eat at a real nice hibachi restaurant where they kind of cook in front of you. It was one of those things me and my wife like to do every few months, kind of get a date in. And I'm like, I'm eating this food and I'm feeling terrible and I feel pale and just horrible. And then on the way back, threw it all up. You remember that, Laura?
Yep.
I threw it all up.
Pull over.
She had to pull over and let me throw up.
It's a good thing we had leftovers.
Yeah. And I mean, it was bad. I felt terrible for like a few days. So
he says that must turn out to be a beautiful design. Talk about the
malachite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be real fun. I just need to think of what knife I'm going to put it on. You know what I mean? I got to think of what knife I'm going to put it on and how I'm going to challenge myself. I think it might be another transformational. Because if I put this on a knife with this being $100 slab, like that knife's going to be having to be minimum $400. Minimum.
I think that one was 100 and the other one was what?
70.
70?
Yep.
75?
Yep. Somewhere around there.
He said, oh, that must be terrible. Talk about you getting sick.
Oh, it didn't feel good. I can guarantee you that. But, I mean, I didn't study the stone before I started using it, so it was my own fault. You know what I mean?
But now we know.
Now we know. Can you write down Weldon Carey's thing so we can, because I know I'll remember it, but that way once I get done with the shower and I get settled in, I can just look at it and go, okay, yeah. That way I don't forget. Because if you're really interested in customization stuff, it'd be kind of fun to see what you do. And then, you know, obviously, to see your knife collection would be fun too.
He said it's all good. I'll comment on one of your shorts or videos.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
I texted you his name.
Okay. So we got best of both worlds. There we
You know
go.
what I noticed?
What's that?
I've had that little manger on the mantle since Christmas.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with the manger.
No. It's okay. I forgot to pack it up with the other Christmas stuff. I'm like, you know what? We're leaving it.
Yeah, me and my wife actually thought it'd be nice to go live in the mountains.
Get away from people.
Yeah. A lot of people starting to move down here, so it'd be kind of nice to get away.
You built the dang school near us. Ugh.
And then,
I'm not looking forward to the school year starting.
yeah. Because my family's lived in this area for over 250 years in this county. And it used to be small. And then Myrtle Beach blew up. And while Myrtle Beach did blow up, we were still kind of far out enough to where it didn't affect us. And then now it's just everybody's moving in.
He said that would be cool to live in the mountains. It would be septic though. Also, a lot of people are fleeing California and moving here.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people fleeing California, moving there, and New York, and Pennsylvania, and New Jersey.
Just fix your own state. Just stay where you're at.
Yeah. Well, they're fleeing the taxes mainly.
Well, fix your own state. you vote right, you'll be fine.
But we actually had a neighbor we talked to today. He was from New Jersey. I think he said South New Jersey. And but he'd moved down like 20, 30 years ago. Basically, when I was a little kid, he moved down, and he worked with the fire department and stuff like that. But he just moved in. He's a pretty nice fella. So.
There's some good ones.
Oh yeah, there's definitely good, northern people. There's definitely good ones. It's just, you want people whenever they move down to where you live to embrace the culture of where they are. You know what I mean? When you hear people go, it's not like New York, or New York was better. Okay, you know what I mean? But this is my only way of life. This is what I grew up knowing. So, and, just don't take it away from me. Because you miss New York. Go back to New York if you miss New York. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that's you at all, because it sounds like you're pretty much loving the country.
He says, I agree, I don't bring Chicago with us. We are always Tennessee at heart.
There you go. See, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful mindset to have whenever you move down somewhere. It's just beautiful, because you've embraced the culture, you've moved in, That's a good, fun way to make plenty of friends, especially in the South. If you embrace our culture, if you embrace our ways, we're going to embrace you. So that kind of person I love.
Mm-hmm.
You just come down here and you become Southern. Yeah. My wife's from up north. She's from Michigan. Now she moved down here and she's even starting to pick up my accent some.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Says things are different, but we are adapting quickly. People are also a lot nicer than they are in Chicago.
Well, I would hope so. I'd hope so. I've heard some things. Like I said, I've never been up there. I went to Washington, D.C. on a field trip. And then I was in Virginia for a little bit. And never lived there, just went there for some training in the Marine Corps for like a month. And then, other than that, I think I went up to Illinois is about the farthest I went up, because we went on a fishing trip up there because my old ROTC commander, me and him become real good friends, and he was going to make a trip up there during the summer, and I went with him, and we were both really into history, so we hit some of the Revolutionary War battlefields and Civil War battlefields and saw those, and then we went and did some fishing and went to Washington, D.C. I got to see the Marine Corps monument, and that was before I joined the Marine Corps, but I knew I was going to join, and so went to see that. I got to see the Pentagon. He took me inside the Pentagon. I got to see that. That was pretty cool. But even Washington, D.C. was kind of a culture shock. When he was stationed there at one point in time, and when we were kind of walking around, I must have been 16 or 15 at the time, and I'm walking with him across the street, and there was this homeless fella, and he was walking up to us, and I was gonna take some money out to give to the homeless fellow, and he said, "Don't do that. Don't do that." He goes, "Because it's not like back home. If somebody's homeless like that, you don't want to engage with them or interact with them at all, because they could, see what all you got in money and try to steal the rest of it from you or hurt you and take it." So it was like a real culture shock, because I'm like, the nation's capital's like this? Like, this is the nation's capital.
You said really cool, that's awesome, but not that part.
Yeah, right. But it was like a huge culture shock for me, because I'm like, this is Washington D.C. This is where all like this is where the president is, and it's like this, and it's just kind of a bummer, to be honest. I'm not gonna sit here and file or stand too much longer on it. I might need to get the Dremel and buff it out.
Because I got a cabinet there, it's pretty harsh up there.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I hear it's gotten a lot worse, and I don't know. But I got my own little piece down here, and I'm pretty happy, and can't complain too much.
You need to talk to your child.
Is the baby.
Moving like crazy.
My wife's pregnant, and the baby is, how many weeks are you?
Halfway, so about 20 weeks.
About 20 weeks.
Maybe that's what my OB said.
She's about 20 weeks. So the baby's like really moving around and starting to be restless. Really giving her a hard time.
Alright, well I'm gonna go. Wait. Well, I'm going to let my dog out and do some stuff. It's really nice talking to you and seeing your designs. Looking forward to seeing your channel grow. Thanks for chatting, and congrats.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And don't be a stranger with us now. I'm always down for a good talk. You take care, and take care of yourself, and God bless. Yeah, I might have to put this up soon, because I don't think I'm really putting too much of a dent in this thing.
You might need your Dremel.
Yeah, something. Golly, there's huge gouges in it. Ugh.
You said, I'll definitely pop up. Stay safe.
Stay safe, buddy. Yeah, I might have to call it quits for tonight.
Okay, when you go out to the shop tomorrow, you can probably Dremel it out.
Yeah, something. We'll figure out something. All right, y'all. I'm messy. I need a shower. But we did get the filing pattern done tonight. So let's go ahead and call that a night. I'm going to do a prayer for the end of the stream for everybody here. If you don't like, or if you wouldn't want to be a part of prayer, you can end now. Or, we can end afterwards. But nevertheless, if you're still going to stay for the prayer, bow your head. Dear Heavenly Lord, I'd like to thank you for everybody who was here tonight, and everybody who isn't here tonight. And if anybody is lost and does not know you, I would pray that they get to know you and to get to know that love and peace that you put in their heart. I would also pray that this channel grow, and as we grow, we're able to make more friendships like we have today, and to really inspire people to do things in the world of lapidary and blacksmithing and everything. But most importantly, we want to say, let your will be done, and amen. Now, I'm going to tell you like my old preachers used to tell me, as much as I love you, God loves you more. Be safe, and we'll see you next week.